Hey guys, there is a big secret hidden in this pyramid. This is the Hindu temple called Koh Ker in Cambodia, and archaeologists and historians are completely baffled by this mystery. This is a huge pyramid, right? But guess how long it took to build this pyramid? A few years? A few months? No, this pyramid was built in less than 12 hours. Yes, it was built overnight. They started to build this after sunset, and the pyramid was completely finished at sunrise the next day. I know this sounds crazy, but this is not a story told by locals. We have archaeological evidence to prove this. In Koh Ker area, archaeologists found an inscription which not only gives the exact date of this pyramid's construction, but even the exact time when the main lingam on top was consecrated or was first worshipped. The inscription clearly says the lingam was consecrated on December 12th, 921 AD, and even records the time of the ritual at 8 hours and 47 minutes. Of course, the inscription gives the equivalent date on the ancient Hindu calendar. But this date has completely baffled all experts. You know why? Because the king who built this pyramid comes to this area only a few days before this date. All experts agree that this pyramid was built by a king called Jayavarman IV. And Jayavarman IV gets involved in a power struggle with his relatives in Angkor city, which is about 60 miles from here. So he's forced to move to this jungle with less than 10,000 supporters, including women and children. He was a fugitive who comes here to save his life just a few days before this pyramid was built. And look at the size of this pyramid. It's massive. This is about 200 feet long, 200 feet wide, with a height of about 100 feet. Just look at the amount of stone blocks needed to build this pyramid. Each block weighs not in pounds or kilograms. Each block weighs in tons. Several people are needed to move each block. Look at how many thousands and thousands of blocks are placed here. And more importantly, how did they lift these blocks higher and higher? According to mainstream experts, they must have created ramps. They must have captured elephants, then trained the elephants and used these elephants to move the blocks to the top. All this would have taken years. Plus, remember guys, this place was a thick jungle 1,100 years ago. They had to clear the forest first. So how did Jayavarman IV, a fugitive who moved to the jungle with less than 10,000 people, most of whom were women and children, manage to build this pyramid in less than 12 hours? Even if they used machines, imagine the amount of horsepower, the amount of energy needed to build it. Let's face it, even with our modern high-tech machines, we cannot build this pyramid overnight. It's simply impossible. So how was it done? Jayavarman sought the help of an architect who built the entire pyramid overnight using a tool called Vajra. This tool is a high-tech energy device capable of producing more than 1 billion joules of energy. This is not only explained in ancient texts, there are also carvings in temples, and there are even metal models of this energy device. Now, why do I say 1 billion joules? Because ancient texts clearly explain that this device can produce more energy than a lightning bolt. Without this kind of massive energy input, it would be impossible to build a pyramid like this overnight. Now, what is this Vajra? I mean, what kind of device is this? The word Vajra also means diamond in Sanskrit. And the Vajra device is said to be made of a big chunk of diamond and precious stones housed in an enclosure made of gold, silver, or copper. Even today, ancient models of Vajra are preserved in Tibet, which have these features. Of course, all this sounds meaningless, like a fancy fictional story, until you look at modern day maser technology developed in the London Center for Nanotechnology. This device is made of a large diamond and sapphire housed in a copper enclosure, the exact same materials used in the ancient Vajra device. Now, what is this maser technology? We all know laser technology, which uses light, but maser technology uses microwave instead of light. Maser stands for microwave amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. For a long time, modern scientists could not produce masers in normal room temperature. But in March 2018, just 2 years ago, the London scientists were able to use this combination of diamond, sapphire, and copper to create room temperature maser. We think this is modern technology, but there's no doubt that the same maser technology was used in ancient times to build the Koh Ker temple. But how did King Jayavarman get a hold of such a device? He sought the help of Indra. Indra is described in Vedic texts as the controller of heavens who possessed this high energy machine. Indra builds this temple overnight, and this is why locals worship him in this nearby shrine called the White Elephant Shrine. The white elephant is the symbol of Lord Indra. Indra is always shown mounted on this elephant while holding the Vajra in his hands. Even though archaeologists and historians maintain that this temple was built by King Jayavarman, locals believe that this temple was built by Indra himself, who came from a different planet called Devaloka. Are these mere myths, or did Indra really come from space and build this pyramid? Was this pyramid built merely for religious reasons, or does it have a scientific purpose? Do you know the main purpose of maser technology is to amplify faint signals from deep space? Is this pyramid completely solid, or does it have chambers inside which house some type of radiation technology? In a previous video, I showed you that a 30 feet crystal lingam was placed in this hole at the very top of this pyramid. And crystals are known for their radio wave properties. Is it possible that Indra was building this pyramid as a space communication tower, just like modern day transmission towers? Why else did he choose to build a pyramid instead of a normal Hindu layout? In Cambodia, there are thousands of Hindu temples. Most of them are not built as pyramids. They look like flat structures with multiple towers. Only 2 pyramids exist in Cambodia. One is the Koh Ker pyramid, and the other one is this pyramid called Baksay Chamkrang. Very, very interesting similarities between these 2 pyramids. Both are pyramids, both are step pyramids, both are dedicated to Shiva. Both had lingams at the very top. And something else is also mind-boggling. Look at the lintel of Baksay Chamkrang pyramid. Yes, you guessed it. This is Indra sitting on his white elephant, carved right above the doorway to the main chamber. This is not a coincidence. There is some special connection between Indra, his energy device, and pyramids. We know pyramids have some special energy. I demonstrated how pyramids preserve organic matter better than any other structure in a previous video. But what if pyramids are actually capable of emitting some type of radiation when used properly? Can pyramids really radiate some type of energy? Perhaps we are looking at the pyramids from the wrong angle. We need to look at them from the air. When we look at the Koh Ker pyramid and Baksay Changrang pyramid from the air, we realize they were built like yantra. Now, what is a yantra? Today, in Hinduism, people think of yantra as a mystical diagram that we need to focus on for meditation. But the word yantra actually means machine in Sanskrit language. And you may ask, how can these yantra diagrams be machines? Well, this diagram is just the two-dimensional top view of a yantra. Just imagine looking at the top view of the Large Hadron Collider. The 2D image will look like a mystical diagram, but it is a complex machine when you actually look at it in 3D. Let's look at the most important yantra called the Sri yantra. Looks like a fancy mystical diagram with nested triangles and lotus petals. But this is just the top view. The real Sri yantra, when you look at the actual 3D model, looks like a strange pyramidal device. Both the pyramids in Cambodia resemble the Sri yantra, especially when you look at them from the air. But how was the Koh Ker pyramid built overnight? And what is so strange about this Sri yantra? In the year 1990, a strange pattern appeared overnight in the state of Oregon in the United States. I mean, this is mind-boggling. From the ground, they're just meaningless curves and random lines drawn about 4 inches deep. But when you see it from the air, you can see something remarkable. A giant Sri yantra created overnight by some unknown force. Look at the pattern, the nested triangles and the lotus leaves. This is undeniable evidence that this is the Sri yantra. And all experts have agreed that yes, this is the Sri yantra, but no one knows who created it, why, or how it was created. Look, these are humans standing. Look at the size of this yantra. It stretches for a quarter mile. Experts estimate that if human beings did it, they would have taken months to create this pattern. The military is surprised that it was created overnight. If it was done over a period of many months, the routine military reconnaissance aircraft would have spotted it while the drawing was halfway. Some locals claim that they created this design by manual plowing. But look at their recreation. It is clear that they can't even make a straight line. There is no way they made this giant Sri Chakra, and no way they made it overnight. So how was this Sri yantra created overnight? Going back to the Koh Ker temple in Cambodia, how was such a giant pyramid built overnight? What was the reason for placing a giant crystal lingam on top? Why does the temple have strange vacuum tubes placed all around it? I hope you like this video. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.